kickoff team out there ready to tee it up and get this bowl game underway. He'll start the return inside his 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. So USC's offense will have the football first. Guys, it's been a long season. These two squads have had their fair share of battles, but today, David, they have a chance to end the season with a W.
Yeah, and it's a little bit old school, right? With the bowl system, not as much to play for, but you get to put that uniform on again. And it should mean something. You had the bowl prep. You got to have some fun in a different city, Jesse. Now you get to go out and attack this game.
And it's another opportunity just to finish the season, right? To go out with a win. Both of these teams have taken this bowl game seriously. They've prepared. They feel like they're both ready to go. Winning this game is important to build momentum for next year, and also you want to send the seniors out with a W.
Quickly out to the tight end. Gets it out to the 27-yard line, and they'll move the chains for a first down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Scanning the field, it's Mayava. Fires to the tight end. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Look, you can't take away everything, right? So you give them that and rally and make a solid tackle.
Yeah, and a lot of times in zone coverage, I like when I can get all the eyes on the quarterback. I like when I can see the routes and see them develop in the middle, and you can tell.
Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. And it looked as if he might take that one all the way to the house. Just ran out of a little steam. The defense finally got him.
Defensively, you'll take the slow down. You'll take 3, 4, 5 yards a pop, but you can't give up the massive plays. You got to do a better job containing the football, making him run the guys, and get him on the ground. For goodness sakes, this guy is fast, I know, but defensively, we got to swarm to the football and get him on the ground.
The Trojans are on the move. Looking downfield on first down. Right on the money. And he makes a completion there. Set up and in business at the 20.
Well, there's a great example of the receiver working back to his quarterback on the curl route against man coverage. He drives back towards the football, makes the catch, and gets the first down.
They'll run it in the red zone. It's Sanders. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
They get him stopped after a 2-yard gain. Ball's at the 17.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going. It squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's coming. Here comes the field goal unit. Splits the uprights right down the middle. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
And on this opening drive, the D gave up some yards, but that's okay. They buckled down when they needed to. They forced the field goal, keeping the home crowd still engaged, still excited, and now they get the football.
On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff. Chance we have to see them today. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games like this. We just need to see what they do today.
Back to pass, it's Murphy. Rush is on him. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws for the tight end. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. The Beavers will bring the punt team onto the field. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Looks it in at the 40. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. So they've put up some early points and now to build on this 3-0 lead. Takes the handoff. It's Jordan. And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Well, there's a statement by the defensive line. First down play, expecting run, and they just dominated up front. Beat their one-on-ones and forced a tackle for a loss.
Finds the tight end. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant.
Trying to set up the screen, and he throws the interception. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
How about that? I mean, they knew this defense was good defending the pass, but that had more to do with who's in the secondary, not necessarily who's up front. David, his best Pollock impersonation, picking that one off.
Yeah, baby, you don't get many opportunities to drop in coverage. You don't get many balls thrown your way, but when you do, you want to make sure you take advantage, showing off the athletic ability, showing the hands. The big defensive lineman comes up with the INT.
Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Caught in the backfield, it's Walker. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally to the football. They do such a great job pursuing that wide receiver screen to only allow a minimal gain and no first down.
Finds his tight end. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, and I think 3rd and short is the perfect time to run RPOs because I can give the football or make the read, but I got to make sure in these situations I'm accurate with the football either way. Wasn't accurate with the football, now you got a 4th down situation.
He splits the uprights. And guys, after that field goal, brand new ball game, all tied up.
Well, it's a good news, bad news scenario. You got the pick, and you would have liked to have paid that off with a touchdown, but because the drive stalls out, they're still happy to get the field goal.
On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Last drive ended with a pick. Vitally important to take care of the football this time. To the air, it's Mayaba. Fires to the middle. He's got it. Out to the 35-yard line and a little extra breathing room with that 15-yard pickup.
He makes it look so routine out there, just plucking passes in this offense. When you think about the success the Trojans have had offensively in the past and certainly in more recent times, it always feels like there's got to be at least one receiver in this offense in the discussion for best in the country. This guy, I think, can be that.
Right, he didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If he could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
All right, guys, that's not a home run type play, but he did enough there to keep the chains moving.
They'll leave it with him.
And it's a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting the backfield, making the play.
And the Trojans now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Trying to escape and get it himself. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35.
This quarterback, man, looks like he's playing angry right now. He did not like that interception he threw the last time out on the field. You can see on the sidelines, guys, he could not wait to get back out there. And that time, it was like he was running mad. I don't even know if he really wanted to throw that ball. He just wanted to take off, scramble, go get the first down.
Pulled down at the 29 after getting 5.
Draws are such a smart way to take advantage of fast defensive linemen. They want to get upfield and get after the quarterback. It keeps them honest, makes them realize they got to play the run too. Great play call.
To the air, it's Mayaba. Makes the catch, it's Lane. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down.
When you get man-to-man coverage and you're running that curl, I got to sell him deep. I got to give a little bit of space where I can make him think I'm running deep, and then I sit down real quick. QB, wide receiver on the same page, first down.
They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. And just left that pass short. Not enough juice on that one.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open.
And the rush will get to him at the 25.
Well, the offense has made it known on this drive. They're trying to throw the football, and they're going to let this quarterback go to work. The defense does a great job winning up front. They get the sack to try to slow this momentum down.
On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack. A fun postseason battle here. Deadlock at the end of the first. Here's a quick check on the stats so far. As we move into the second, let's hope the rest of the game lives up to the early start. And to open the second quarter, they'll start with a field goal try. And after finishing off one drive with a field goal, they'll try it again, this time a 47-yard try. And he had plenty of leg and kept it just straight enough to use that right upright to get it through. And with that, they've taken the lead.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. Fielded in the end zone, it's Durant. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stops at the 18. Oregon State has it back, and here comes the Beaver offense. They have it for the 3rd time and still looking for their initial first down of the game. Motion from the wide receiver. Looking to throw, it's Murphy. Makes the catch. What can they pull out of the playbook here on 2nd and long from the 17? On the run, it's Hankerson. Oh, he's got some space. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, you're going to be hard to stop.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Oh, they're after him. Rush coming in high, and they got him at the 29.
Nice coverage on the back end. Great job. Nothing open right away. The QB holds the ball in the pocket, and the pass rush finally gets home. Sometimes it's the DBs doing great work. Sometimes it's the defensive lineman winning up front.
Beavers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. Finds a man on the left. And he'll be tackled, but there is a flag on the field. They had the first down before that penalty backed them up, and now they'll snap it on 2nd down. And the Beavers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Running back searching for a hole. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Really nice job by the defense that time, getting a stop. They've been really good so far in this one, shutting this guy down, not letting him break out. You've got the lead. It's tight, though. And you know the opponent is going to keep trying to run it. So can you keep this up here in the second half on defense? That's the question.
The Beavers send out the punt unit.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. What do? You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. They put up a couple of field goals so far, but now looking for a way to take a drive all the way to the end zone. On the ground, it's Sanders. And he's able to bounce off one tackle, but still not a whole lot of running room.
You know what? Everybody gets energized on the whole football team when you got running backs that fight for extra yards and breaks tackles. It's awesome to watch. Everybody literally gets a little jolt of energy because that guy continues to fight for everything he gets.
Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground.
It's just so nice as a coaching staff when you've got quarterbacks who make good decisions. And on a 2nd and short play, you're throwing it, you're trying to catch the defense napping, you might take a shot, nothing there.
What a job to lay out and make the catch. Doesn't SC always seem to have a quarterback right out of central casting and one that'll pick up a first down for you with his arm?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter the year. It just doesn't matter the number. It continues to churn out. They find those guys. Just such an easy place to recruit when you've got that kind of pedigree. You always find superstars at the quarterback spot.
Love the execution there on the screen. The running back shows pass protect, last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity.
Man, a nice crisp run. Great job. Maybe expecting pass, 2nd down, but really good job running the football, committing to it, getting the first down.
Now they'll run the draw. He is going nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Well, they try to go with the draw out of the shotgun, but just way too much penetration allowed up front. That defensive line just took that play over.
They get off the rock really fast, get in the backfield. The offensive linemen are supposed to push them upfield. Quarterback's got to sell it. Not anything really in that play in sync, and it doesn't go anywhere.
Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. To the air, it's Mayava. Makes the catch, and he will score! Touchdown, Trojans!
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. They went 54 yards on that last touchdown drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Coming out with it, it's Durant. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he had just taken the touchback. Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. They've been pretty much stifled on offense offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. The passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field. Find those guys down the field.
You know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some guys around and see if you can create some better one-on-one matchups.
Got a little space. Turning it on. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line.
What an individual effort there by the quarterback on the RPO, because everybody was covered. He just takes off, and he shows you his ability out in the open field. He's like a running back. He's got great vision. He's got the speed. He looks so natural when he's in the second level carrying the rock. Huge gain on offense by the Q. I love it on that play.
Quarterbacks love throwing slants to big boys. When you got big targets, man, it's hard to miss them. Great job throwing to a guy that tall, putting it near his body, and he plugs it in for the catch.
Going to try to get it himself. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18.
You just can't say enough about this quarterback and how important his legs are to their success for this season, for this game, and really for this drive. Earlier, when he called his own number, it was a big gain. He does it again. He's got the knack for just understanding when to throw it, when to take off and run. You saw it right there.
And he'll be run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Not a very productive play there. Odd choice to take the penalty there. If you just take the loss, it also costs the offense a down. Instead, they'll replay it. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Motion from the wideout. Dropping back, it's Murphy. Snagged out of the air. Touchdown, Beaver! Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
Ready to try the point after. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. So the kickoff team will come out after they turn in a score on that last drive. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Leaves it with the running back. There he goes! And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45.
You talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field. What a big gain for the offense.
To the air on 1st down. He'll pull it down. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Makes the catch. It's Lemon. He stopped at the 32. Picks up 10 on the play and gets the 1st down. The Trojans come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking downfield. It's Mayava. Pressure coming. They finally get him on the ground, but not before he rips off enough for a 1st down.
And both these quarterbacks, man, they're showing off their ability to take off and scramble and make plays. Right here, it's a design pass. He's looking to make a play. What does he do? He sees some space, captures it, makes the big play with his feet, gets another 1st down. This guy can do that a lot.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's throwing to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
And back to the air on second down. Finds his big tight end. And they finally get him stopped, but it's a big throw and catch, and he's down at the 5. We got a time. They'll try to get it in with the run. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
You got to be impressed with this offense and how they've been able to run the football and move it down the field, just being more physical in the trenches and getting some push. And leading by 3 right now down here in the red zone on third down. I'm not so sure they won't run it again.
They go right back to this guy on second and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, USC!
And how big is that for this offense? Put a nice drive together, get the touchdown, add to this lead already. Everything right now, Palmer, going their way.
Yeah, that was as good a 2-minute type situation as you could have offensively. And David, they've got so many weapons on this offense. They practice these situations all the time, and they put it to work here at the end of the first half.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers it well and not give back that last score. Bringing it back. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Enough time to get off a play before we head to halftime. Here's the handoff. Shot down in the backfield again, and that might do it here in the half. And what a way for this defense to wind up the quarter. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
A first half that gave us some riveting moments, Reese. Not to mention the dramatic and the unexpected. Just a dynamite start to the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. With that said, let's send it back to Reese and the guys for the conclusion of the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. The Trojans will kick it away to start the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Oregon State has it back, and here comes the Beaver offense. And sort of an ugly first half, honestly, but the deficit's still manageable if they want to wrap up this season with a bowl win.
This is a team I know that takes a lot of pride, and I'm sure at halftime in the locker.
Breaks into the open. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
And just a short, safe pass play, they pick up a few.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
The short hands, it's Clemens. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Nice job by this guy finding the slot guy on a drag.
Yeah, the receiver just working his way across the field, giving his quarterback a nice, easy target. That's an easy completion.
Here's a heat. Buying some time. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
This is such a frustrating feeling. When you got a defense that drops back, takes away all the immediate options, does a really good job with the first play, the pass play, but then you got a quarterback that just pulls it down, easily gets the first down. I just don't know how you stop a guy like this.
A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds.
It's a smart decision by the quarterback, but it's a frustrating one also because you're trailing in this game and you know you've got to hit some of these throws to get back in it. But the defense is doing such a good job in coverage. Nobody's open, so you've got to throw that one away. Smart decision, but it's a tough decision to make.
Looking to throw, it's Murphy. Throws to the wideout. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
I want to give a shout out to the defense there on 3rd down, doing a really nice job disguising their coverage because it looked like they confused the quarterback on 3rd down. Really nice job getting back into that zone and making sure that ball falls incomplete.
This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. Back to the ground game on the left. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 1 to the 22.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just...
Oh, he's got some space. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks for the 1st down. He's now up to 52 yards on the ground so far in this one, and he is closing in on that 1,000-yard mark. And the Trojans come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Quickly to the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
They're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the 1st down.
Back to pass. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
And it's just so fun to be a play caller when you got a QB that can do that. Like, it's a pass play. Nope, he pulls it down, chews up yardage, gets a 1st down. And both of these quarterbacks, man, they have this ability to make big plays.
And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning.
How about the job and recognition by the defense? They knew exactly what they were trying to set up, and they had multiple defenders surrounding that intended target so that there was nowhere for him to go once he caught the ball.
He almost had the pick, and that could have given them a boost. Instead, it'll be 3rd down.
All right, well, the quarterback's showing you he is human after all. Finally throws an incompletion, and not just that, after a couple completions back-to-back-to-back, almost throws a pick.
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. And the defense is there to stop him short of the 1st down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And this kicker is turning into old reliable. He's already knocked through a couple today. He'll need to strike this one cleanly from 48 yards out. Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. Fielded in the end zone. It's Durant. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got...
Looking for a crease. It's Hankerson. And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Well, it's a negative play trying to run the football, and I think if you're on offense, you got to be thinking about throwing it now. You're trailing by a lot. You got to get back in this game. You need tempo, and you need explosive plays through the air.
That's what I'm talking about. That is how you close, and when a guy's going to make a catch, you make sure he doesn't make it. Physicality, using your pads, running through him, and guess what? Not only this play does he feel it, next time he tries to go over the middle or feels footsteps, this will pay dividends.
Fires to the big fella. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. Facing this double-digit deficit here in the second half, almost a no-brainer to go for it on 4th down. Trying to keep this drive alive. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49.
And I like this. I like aggressiveness, especially early in ball games. Set the tone. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to play 4-down football. Nowadays, it makes a lot of sense. You see with analytics. Go for it, even if it's in your own territory.
The Beavers look to keep this drive humming. Dropping back, it's Murphy. Caught over the middle, it's Hankerson. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. And the Beavers can really attack on this 2nd and short. Leaves it with the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
He's looking to throw. Trying to set up the screen. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. The Beavers will call on their punt team. Not going to get a chance to field that one, and the punt will bounce out of bounds. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
And I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football. I got to take care of the football, put a nice drive together, and just get some kind of points on this drive.
No doubt. Lots to be happy about right now if you're this team. I think for this one, though, on this drive, it's about finding the one-on-one matchups that are in your favor and then exploiting.
Hammers ahead for a yard out to the 12.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Intercepted, and the defense has set them up.
What a game-changing play by this defense. Nice job. You got them backed up in their own territory coming out. Now you force the turnover, set your offense up with some great scoring field position.
Oregon State has it back, and here comes the Beaver offense. You get field position like this, and you're not likely to punt the way they did the last time they had the ball.
Yeah, great job by the defense, setting them up in an opportunity to get some points on the board quickly.
This is an opportunity you've got to capitalize on this field position. You must come away with points here if you're on offense.
They'll move the wide receiver. Looks as if he's going to run it. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
Quarterbacks generally, guys, we know, they're not as big and not as physical runners as running backs, so it is going to be trickier for them to break tackles. I like the idea of getting the design quarterback running.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Oregon State. Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position.
We've got a timeout here as this coach is challenging the call. He wants to give the replay booth a chance to have another look. Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of a field goal, but it's 3rd and goal. They'll try to sneak it. Sneaks it in.
This is like having an extra running back in their backfield. This quarterback is magic. When he decides to keep the football, he can make people look absolutely silly. He shows you on that play.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. It was finished off with the quarterback sneak. Sure this kickoff team covers properly to pay off that last scoring drive. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. They still have the lead, but they need to respond to that last score. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. Using his legs, it's Jordan. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And this team needs more of that, man. This is a really close football game, and you got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
Thanks to grab. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn upfield, and you saw that right there.
That's the end of the period, and USC has the lead. And sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the 3rd. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter. Final period. They'll go to the ground. Nice move there. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and there's a lot of pressure right now on this down if you're on offense because your last 2 plays have gone nowhere. You know the defense just needs to get the football back to give their team an opportunity to go win the game. So you're probably going to have to throw to get this first down. A lot of pressure here on the quarterback there.
Yeah, and how I throw, I think, is important. This is a time where I love moving my quarterback outside the pocket, making it an easy throw, or let him run the football, and if he doesn't get it, the clock still ticks. It's still my friend.
Back to pass, it's Mayava. Gets it to him on the screen. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And that's a really good job by the defense understanding leverage. I can't let that fast sucker get outside of me towards the sidelines. Nice job expanding with him and then going and making a tackle. One of the hardest things to do in football is tackle guys in the open field. Great job going and getting him on the ground.
He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. The Trojans come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. They're going to try to throw for it on 3rd down. Just a short pass to the tight end. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line. And the Trojans come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking for space, it's Sanders. He's up to 57 yards on the ground in this one and now sets his sights on a 1,000-yard season. The Trojans with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Creates a little room. Turning it on! And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there. And the Trojans kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. From the red zone, it's Jordan. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Power football with the run. And he runs it in for a score. Touchdown, Southern Cal.
I like the aggressive play calling by the offensive coordinator on that drive as well. There are a lot of coaches that would have played it very conservative, very close to the vest, run the ball, and punt it away, count on your defense. Not this guy. He was going to take some shots, count on his own guys to get it done. And now with that touchdown late, they've got a 2-possession lead.
The AT unit on the field. And the extra point makes this a 13-point game here in the 4th. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And the capper on that drive, the 10-yard touchdown run. Let's see if he can make a play on the return. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Works his way ahead for 3. They'll spot it at the 18.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. To the air, it's Murphy. The sure hands, it's Walker. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They moved the chains, they marked it at the 29. The Beavers want to crank the tempo. They absolutely had to have that 3rd down to keep any glimmer of hope alive.
And defensively, that's exactly what I want. Make you get the third down. The clock is your enemy. Multiple possession lead. That is right where I want this offense.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Tight end now in motion. He'll pull it on the read. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line. And the Beavers come to the line on third and short, trying to convert here. Wants to throw on third down. Got his man downfield. Lots of room to run. Touchdown, Beavers! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. So after getting into the end zone on that last drive, they're set to kick it away. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt. Find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure.
There he goes. Moves it out to the 34-yard line. A nice 15-yard gain on that one. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Lining up from the 34 on first down. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page.
As an offense, you've got the lead, you've had success running the football. You hope that this play is just the blip because you know you're going to have to lean on your bell cow running back to ice this game and close it out.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking for a man. It's Mayava. Fires to the big fella. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down button. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. The Trojans come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. Quickly out to the tight end. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
And they found the big fella again, and they found him early and often today. They featured him here in the 4th quarter. Still time left in this football game. I imagine he's going to still continue to get the football thrown his way.
They'll try the run. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down.
And this guy really has been a workhorse today. He's made plays when his offense is needed to continue playing well after that big run there.
And the Trojans will snap it on 1st and 10. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. No reason to do anything here except keep it on the ground on 2nd and 5. Single back formation, and they give it to him. Getting work done on the ground. He's pulled down at the 14-yard line. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Trojans back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. They'll give it to him again. Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Operating in the red zone here on second down. On the run, it's Jordan. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone.
And that's exactly what you would expect from this offense. Listen, when you're in that 1 to 2 minute range and you've got the football and you got a lead, it's smash mouth, it's keep that clock running, it's ground game. So interesting now on this third down what they do next, but we got to keep that clock moving.
The give to the back. Tough sledding in there. Picks up a couple, but still needs 2 more on fourth down. Timeout is called by the offense. They have 14 seconds left. So on fourth down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. Absolutely center cut. Had to settle for the field goal.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Looking to throw, it's Murphy. A deep throw as the clock winds down. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
The offense has got to find something here in the fourth quarter. You can tell, pressing a little bit. They need that big play. They want that big play to try to make this game a better ball game. Took the shot. Unsuccessful, but I wouldn't be surprised if they take some more of those.
We sensed a great deal of confidence, almost a smugness from this coaching staff. And these guys on the field, it's as if they knew they were going to win.
Yeah, playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder, and I think they really felt like they had a real good game plan offensively and defensively coming into this one, David. There were some matchups on the field they thought they could exploit. We saw that happen here.
No doubt. Good job by this coaching staff, understanding who's out there to make plays, feeding them the football.